Welcome everyone to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I am DM, recording from Down Under. I have been away for a while. I've been away on holidays, so just getting back into the swing of things. I did miss out a lot on the pizza points, so was able to squeeze in 1,000 points for it to get the relic, but I've kind of been missing a lot of things out. Come back, there is the new fusion on at the moment, as you can see up here. Going to skip it. I'm a bit worried about the resources required for the rest of the turtles. So I just thought in order to make some content, we'll have a look at the Sand Devil turn attack. It's not something I'm actually going to go for. As you'll see here, there's no points earned, no rewards here for it. So we'll be working on that. And as always with the raid, it's going to be loading as we try and record. What I'm going to look at is a couple of the key things that I found to get past this. Now, recently I was helping a clan member with the Godseeker, and for me it's going to be Nut, but you can replace Nut with another champion. Godseeker is the important one here. She's not as intensive as she originally was after the nerf to the Sand Devil, but there is still a high requirement for stats, and that's the main thing really with this, is you've got to hit a certain level of stats, and masteries ended up being quite important. Godseeker must be in the lead. If she's not in the lead, she'll revive the other person first, and then this all falls apart. So the strategy here is that she'll be in the lead. Everyone dies when the Sand Devil will do its big AoE nuke. From there, she'll revive herself, and then the second person that you take along with it. During that phase, you want to try and get a couple of hits while the Sand Devil is asleep, and then pretty much you just ride it out until everyone dies, and you repeat that a few times. Nut's quite good because of his Blessed Bash, but you can use Ninja. Not great on the affinity though. Any Spirit Nuker is probably your best option for it, but again, choose who you want. Let's have a look at some of the stats that we've got going on here and what we found was important. So we'll start with masteries. Couple of important ones. We've got this one: reduces the damage this champion receives from a specific enemy by 0.75%, with each hit taken from that enemy up to 6%. So 6% less damage by having this. Then we had, I think it was this one, yeah, increases the amount of healing by 5%. I'm not going to be using shields for this composition. Better defense makes it easier on the stats. Here we go again, more HP with it. Then over here we've got, again, increase the amount of healing done, and a bit of health here just to get over the line. This kind of helps as well, a bit more speed. The composition I'm showing you is just enough speed. It is literally just getting over the line in terms of Godseeker reviving herself, reviving Nut, and getting Nut to have an attack for it. Now you can change this around, so you could have her slightly less speed and Nut a bit faster, but roughly this is what you're looking at for it. So let's have a look at Sand Devil. So we have HP 75,000, defense 4,700, speed 239. Now area bonuses you can get from doing live arena, so they help out. That helps you just bump up those stats just that little bit more. Other than that, I've got a relic on as well. Actually, I should bring that up. Increases the defense a little bit. It's not really leveled or anything like that. Now, I've added this second one just recently, so you don't need this one at all. The destroy HP effect's less effective, just again help the longer the run is. If your stats are higher, you don't need that at all. This just helps out. Now, this run is pretty solid. It does have the odd fail, probably knowing my luck. This is when it will pop up. Let's have a quick look at Nut and his stats. We have this: 55,000 health, 4,500 defense, 200% crit for him. Essentially, we just need him going fast enough to be able to get off the Blessed Bash and then survive until the AoE nuke, where both of them will die. I don't think there's really anything else that's really important. This is the skill, for those who don't know. 3 hits, decreases target defense by 3% up to 30%. Each hit also heals his champion, which is quite good. Again, just trying to stay alive until that big nuke. Does scale of enemy max HP. Sand Devil does have some mechanics to reduce the maximum amount of max HP damage that you can do. But that's pretty much everything. Brimstone, it's good if it lands, but again, not really required. Have got it in Relentless. Rarely does this really come into play for it. You might get another Blessed Bash off whilst the Sand Devil is awake, which is a bit more healing. But honestly, it doesn't really do anything. I just have this set for other areas as well, so that's why we're looking at this. It also hasn't been updated. I've made a lot of progression since putting him in that gear and haven't touched it since. So that's what we're looking at there with it. Let's actually jump in and have a look at what's going to happen. Now, no aura at all, again, because Aniri is in the lead, but that's the only way you can get her to self-revive. So we'll come in, instantly everyone dies. And that's again talking about this higher stat requirement. If you want to do it the proper way that they intend, you got to be fast, you got to be tanky, you got to be a lot of things. So Aniri, when she dies, she will bring back herself, then revive Nut. You'll go in with the Blessed Bash. In the meantime, we just have a lot of healing going on. So when she hits with her A1, then she'll heal Nut. When she hits with her A2, she'll heal both people. So here we go, both of them healed, keeping them alive. Watching the countdowns, where we've got it here. There we go. So she's just revived herself, revives Nut, Blessed Bash, see the health drop. Now we just write it out again. Keep in mind, where is it over here? Damages that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 10% of the boss's max HP when attacking the boss. So keep that in mind when you're building your Nut or whoever you're building. If they're a max HP, that's a big factor for it. But from here, you just sit back and watch. It's just a matter of if someone dies. So here we go. Dead, revive, revives the other person. They go in with the nukes. Now this is the point where you can get all your debuffs and that in there. I haven't bothered with this kind of team. Again, just trying to squeeze in a little bit of damage and everyone stays alive. The turn attack tournament, this is where it is up here, with a proper team. So where you have enough speed to sleep the boss before it does the AoE nuke, and then you can go in and, you know, do all your damage, your debuffs, all that kind of stuff. That's where this one's important. Revive, revive, smack. So normally I think it's about 60 odd turns, I think, on average for it. I think I fail one in, I don't know, 100, 200 turns. The counter attack, not also useful again. If he can get that in when she's asleep. So if he does the Blessed Bash for it, and then you have the Relentless go off with the extra turn, you can get that in and get some debuffs going at the same time, which is quite good. But again, not really important. Not going to see that here. So we should just have to survive one more turn. Let's keep it going. More healing. Normal attack. Now with the blessing, you are restoring some of this destroy max HP that the boss is doing. You can get away with a 1-star blessing or even none, but it raises the stats again for what you're doing. And that's the key thing here, is about trying to make the stats requirement as low as possible for when you start this progression. But that's it. Simple go. Wait for the rewards to actually kick in. Server is being a bit touchy today. We'll see it come through eventually. Retry and maybe. There we go. All right. So in the tournament, we've got 40 points at the cost of 20 energy. We've got 51 of these. They're the basic ones. I've got plenty of everything because I was doing some farming from the last Prism shard event. But yeah, 40 points for it. You can do the math as to whether these rewards become worth it to you based on that energy cost. It's always good to try and farm Sand Devil during the tournaments and then leave it until, unless you got the advanced quest for it, just leave it for it. So that's my guide for it. It's when these are up, go farm it, get everything that you need, and then in between, don't touch Sand Devil at all. But 40 points, so 4 runs, so what, 80 energy, gets you 100k silver. These first couple of ones, it's not a heavy investment just to get a couple of basic rewards. But then obviously if you're going up to here, you know, at 40 points, you know, if you do that 10 times is 400, so 100 times is what, 4,000. I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it in that scenario for it. So but there we go. If that's helped you, drop a comment, or if you've got any tips or ways of improving it, please let me know. But I hope this has helped. I'm DM, and hope you enjoyed the video.